I come from a place where the scent of roach spray still gets me homesick.
He's Harlem's poet of the streets. Brad Bathgate tells a tale of two cities. His poems describe the growing gap between rich and poor that is changing the face of New York City and of Harlem, the neighborhood where he grew up.
But I knew once they put that Starbucks on 125th Street, the rent was going to go up. That was the whole purpose of crack being pumped into the neighborhood. It was to pimp the misery of the working poor, and eventually Harlem would be a playground for the bourgeoisie.
He takes the A train downtown from Harlem to sell his books and poems. Brad doesn't make enough to live in the area where he grew up. New arrivals are pushing up the prices.
All right, welcome to my house.
Michel Madi owns this home in West Harlem. He says this 50-foot wide townhouse, which used to be a church, is worth more than $12 million now.
If we talk in terms of value, we are far away from what I paid for it, you know.
What did you pay for it?
Oh my God, I can't tell you that. Come and meet my chickens.
Michel works as a real estate broker. He says Harlem is the place to invest. The market there is booming. He takes us on a tour of properties in Harlem.
So this was recently purchased by a French investor at $735,000. It will be flipped, in other words, resold for $2.5 million.
There's a lot of money to be made, but that property boom is taking its toll on people who've lived in Harlem for decades, like teacher and artist Warren Bradley. He recently received a letter from the owner of his building. He is one of about 60 people who could be kicked out of their apartments because they can't afford rent hikes of over 35%.
We're being forced out. I like to call it the vanishing middle class, and we're not vanishing, we're being kicked out. We're not vanishing at all. We're here, and it's not just myself. There are a number of us who are just being forced out.
There's one place in Harlem where time appears to be standing still. Every Sunday for more than 20 years, Harlem resident Marjorie Elliott has invited people into her living room for a free jazz concert.
The city is very divided. There's ugliness, the schools are in trouble, all of that. But that is not the world I live in. That is not what I embrace. I am a cockeyed optimist, and I believe in the goodness of people, and I witnessed that.
Marjorie is hopeful that things can change for the better, but the reality is that as gentrification takes hold in Harlem, as it has elsewhere in New York City, many of the area's artists can't afford to live there anymore.